Warning, Prospect Watch is not your average hockey podcast, and that's okay with us. Our goal is to introduce you to stars in the making from all over the world. They may not be household names yet, but we assure you they will be soon enough. Welcome to Prospect Watch. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the next edition of Prospect Watch with your host, Lance Green.
All right, guys. Again, welcome to Prospect Watch, a podcast that focuses solely on the discovery and promotion of some of the best young talent in the game today from all reaches of the world. As Steel said, I'm your host, Lance Green, and of course, joining me is my co-host, Steel, who opened the show. Steel, how are you?
Oh, man, I'm doing fantabulous. We got a great one lined up for you again this week.
I definitely think so. So this week's guest is none other than Lynden Lakovic from the Moose Jaw Warriors of the WHL. Lynden, how are you? And thank you so much for joining us and being on the show.
Yeah, I'm doing great. Thank you for having me out here.
Sure.
Thank you for being here, man. Really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule.
Right. Probably a little less busy right now. Finally.
Now,
it's a long season
now a little bit.
for sure.
Yeah, it's definitely been busy. Like the past month has kind of felt like a movie, I'll be honest. But I'm back home now. It's kind of settled down a bit, just hanging out with friends, golfing, and taking a little bit of time off before I get back to work.
Good deal. So, guys, our viewers out there, let's get them familiar with this young player. If for some reason you aren't familiar, guys, this young talent who just played a big part in the Warriors winning the WHL Championship this season.
Congratulations.
Right. Lakovic is a 6'4" skilled forward with a kind of speed that allows him to go coast to coast virtually unscathed by the opposition. But for the defenseman that is unlucky enough to get in his way, Lynden is more than willing to show them a trick where, like a magician, Lakovic uses his unusual length and phenomenal stick handling ability to create an illusion for the opposition's defense that he is going to do one thing just to pull the puck back in close and do another entirely. So this sleight of hand allowed Lynden to score 18 goals and 21 assists for 39 regular season points this year. And as far as next season goes, the sky is the limit, guys, because this young man is played on a team that consisted of so many already drafted prospects with Jaeger Furcus, Braden Yeager, Matthew Savoy, Denton. Oh my gosh, there's just so many guys. It was an amazing team to watch, and all the way through the playoffs especially. But we'll get into that soon enough, right? But yeah, next season, guys, look out for this young man. He's going to be available in the 2025 draft. And he's due to get a lot more ice time probably next season because all those great players that he played with might be called upon to turn pro. So, Steel, why don't we ask this young man some questions?
Oh, man, I'm chomping at the bit, man. I can't wait. Every bit of your game that I have watched has been exactly what Lance has described. I didn't think I could see guys getting their ankles broken on ice, right? Just from watching you do some of the stuff you do, right?
Yeah.
So with that in mind, why don't you give our viewers maybe a player that you sort of like model your game after, or is it something you're just kind of doing on your own, or is there an NHL player that you kind of emulate or kind of look up to or whatever?
Yeah. Right now, obviously with the game changing, I don't think I play like him, but I take a lot of stuff from Jack Hughes' game, just his stick handling maneuvers and his skating. But growing up, I always was told I kind of played like a Rick Nash kind of.
Okay.
So I kind of watched his highlights growing up, and I guess you could say that would probably be my closest comparable in my opinion.
Okay. All right. That's hey Lance, that's not bad, right? I mean, got some skill, got some hands, got some gritty. Hey, I'm down.
Yeah, I mean, Rick Nash was a big body forward, power forward who carried Columbus for a number of years.
Yep.
And definitely a great guy, I think underrated in my mind,
Agreed.
for all he did on that team. But yeah, I mean, I think this young man here, Steele, is a definite playmaker, but
Agreed.
he has the ability to take over a game, which you saw as the year went on and he got more comfortable playing more of a full-time role, and even into the playoffs, you know, he looked like he deserved to be there, especially, and was good, raking up points as the season went on. I expect big things from this young man next year. Let's just say that.
I mean, how can you not, right?
Right.
After what we saw this year, right? You know what I mean? So yeah, man. All right, go ahead, Lance. Why don't you shoot one to the young man?
Yeah, so I mean, it's not your first season in Moose Jaw there, but let's think back here. Was there one player in mind that kind of really took you under his wing when you first got there, and showed you around and helped you out, get accustomed to playing at this level?
Yeah, one player that I kind of like when I first came to Moose Jaw, and I kind of looked up to, and then he kind of took me under his wing and sort of turned me into his best friend, was Jagger Furcus.
Oh.
I thought he's been around for a while now. He's moving on next year to bigger and better things, but he definitely showed me the ropes around town and what it's like to play in a small town like that, and kind of what the coach wants from you. I think me and him, obviously one's 5'10" and the other's 6'4", but I think we both play a pretty skilled game, and so he kind of taught me like what the coaches want from you, and helped me work on my defensive game. So a lot of credit goes to Jagger.
Wow, there you go. I mean, you know, it's like when you play with other players like that, it only helps but to elevate your game as well. Do you know what I mean? And then as your game is elevated, you're elevating other people around you's game. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, no better guy to do it, man. He's one of my favorite players over the past couple of seasons, for sure. Watching him in the WHL, and you know, man, I think he's going to do great things when he turns pro, which will be soon enough, I think, because he's a talented guy. So nobody better on that team probably to show you around town, for sure.
Exactly, right? So
absolutely. He's a great guy off the ice too. Great guy.
Okay, well, so now he took you under his wing. So now I used to be, in a former life, I used to be a professional chef, and I like to ask all the guys, do you have like a special pregame meal? Do you eat something like before each practice, or did he actually teach you anything about how to cook anything? Or, I mean, what you got going on?
Well, my pregame meal is it normally switches, depends what I'm feeling. Like if I'm playing good, I'll keep the same meal. If not, I'll switch it up. But it's either chicken and rice or chicken and pasta, Alfredo penne.
Ooh, there you go.
Yeah, okay. I've been sticking with that one, the pasta, for a while now. And then Jagger, he taught me how to make a pretty mean breakfast sandwich. They're pretty good.
All right.
They're pretty good. So
and what's on the breakfast sandwich?
Pardon?
What's on the breakfast sandwich?
You got some sausage on there, some bacon, those Kraft singles, the cheese.
There you go.
They're good. And obviously some egg.
There you go. All right, good deal.
Get some protein going early in the morning, yeah? All right.
Yeah, they're great.
All right, so this year you definitely had a breakout year, I would say, to the point you were able to put home some big-time games and points up in some big-time games and everything like that, and some game-winning goals and all that stuff, especially, you know, recently against the Blades in overtime. I think everybody kind of looks to that as, oh, man, like this kid he's coming. But, you know, can you speak on what you may have worked on this past off season that really helped you to grow your game and to this season to be able to, you know, kind of do all those things?
Yeah, I thought last off season, I thought a big part of my training was just getting stronger. I think you come to the league as a big frame. As a 16-year-old, you're either going to be real strong or you're going to be a little bit weaker than you should be. And I thought I was on the weaker side when I came in. And so with my frame and my size, I thought filling out and trying to reach my full strength potential, I thought that was the biggest thing for me. And a lot of video, actually, just understanding both sides of the puck. I got a video coach. He works out in Pittsburgh. His name's Billy Sullivan. He helps me a lot. Just understanding, that's the biggest thing for me. I think me and my coaches talked, and building my 200-foot game was the biggest thing for me. Like, you could have 150 points in the Western League or anywhere in junior hockey, but if you can't play both sides of the puck, you aren't going anywhere. So I think that was the biggest thing for me this offseason.
Steel, does that sound familiar?
I was just going to say, is he in your head, Lance?
Yeah.
Because that's all Lance says is, hey, look, I don't care if you score 150 goals, but if you're minus 150, then what good is that, right?
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
I'm a lifelong goaltender, so man, I mean, that's all well and good, but if you're not coming back and helping me out, and you're a minus player, it doesn't matter how many points you put up, guys, fans listening in, young players, that defensive, that's what really takes you to the next level. You can put up 50 goals a year, like Lynden says, but if you're on the ice when your team lets up 55, you're not really effective. So, work hard on that, guys. And, I think that's true with what you said. You were a bit lanky of sorts, right? You had to grow into that frame of yours because even at 16, you were, one of the taller kids out there, and you were able to fill up your frame a little bit. All that chicken and pasta probably helped a little bit. But you saw that coming out. You were a lot more fluid skater, and more in control of your body than maybe you were 2 seasons ago, or a season ago. So definite progress this season, and can't wait to see what next season brings for sure.
Exactly. So on that, I'm gonna just kind of build a little bit on what Lance was talking about. So you saw what you had to work on last off season. What do you feel that you need to work on, say maybe this off season, to try to come back, even more prepared, even, you know what I mean? So what do you think you need to work on this off season?
Yeah, I think one thing for me, I think I need to work on, not saying it's bad, just having the confidence to shoot the puck more often. I feel like when I shoot the puck, normally something good happens, but I just haven't found the confidence with all the other goal scorers on our team. They're scoring 2 goals every weekend, right? So, and then that's something big for me, in my opinion. And then finding my physical game. I think if I add that physical kind of not power forward-ish, but just finishing every check and hitting the guy when he's there, I think that will help me definitely be a force next year. So yeah, that's kind of what I think.
Yeah, those are all good things to try to work on, to try to improve your game as well to go into the next season. Lance?
Yeah, I mean, your shot's there. I don't think you got to do too much with that.
I don't think you got a problem with that.
Just release it more often, and I said, you're going to have more ice time and everything to do that next season. But filling out your body, yeah, for sure. If you put that physical side into it, it's hard for somebody to fight too hard for you in the boards or something for the puck if they're on the seat of the pants. So, yeah, for sure. All right, one of my favorite traits of yours is when you do use that speed to go to the outside, and you're able to protect that puck really well and cut back in when you see fit, kind of like right in front of the net sometimes, to blow by the goalie if nobody's there to kind of cycle the puck around or anything like that.
Yeah.
And that we just talked about something you could do more, but can you go into the detail and really break it all down when what's going through your head when you're taking that puck end to end kind of, and really break into that offensive zone, what are you looking for, as far as teammates, or if somebody the defense is showing you, one thing, can you kind of break that down for some of our younger viewers, what's going through your head in some different scenarios?
Yeah. Well, normally when you're wheeling up the ice like that, if you got to have your head up and you're kind of just analyzing everything, what's in front of you, and even like what's behind you. Like normally if there's a back checker coming, you got to analyze what side he's on or something like that. And if a D-man's playing you, they're going to take away the middle of the ice because it's the most dangerous. So I think I have the reach and size and definitely the skating ability to maneuver around them, and then taking it back to that back post is something big for me. Like it's a lot easier to score in front of the net than beside it, right? So I think that's something big for me. But yeah, just keeping my head up and never stop moving my feet and just analyzing everything that's around me.
Okay.
Wow. I mean, that's some really great advice to give to some of the younger guys that are going to be watching this, hopefully, and what they need to do to try to get, so, all right.
Take what they give you, right? I mean, if they give you the outside, use it to your advantage. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Exactly. So what could we find you doing? You've already kind of mentioned the golf, right? So what would we find you doing off the ice now that it's the off season now, you know what I mean? And you just finished up your really busy time there and winning championships and all that other great stuff. So now what are we going to find you doing for fun?
Yeah, like I mentioned, the golf, my family just moved on top of a golf course actually. So it's like,
that's convenient.
Yeah, it's like a 2-minute walk to the driveway.
Oh,
geez.
It's great. So I'll probably be there every single day. If not, Kelowna's a beautiful place. There's tons of beaches. So just me and my buddies, we go stroll downtown, grab a bite of lunch or something, and then go walk downtown beach. There's so many things to do around here. So yeah, either golf or hanging around the beach, I would say.
Okay, so before Lance does, I'm going to ask you, what clubs are you swinging?
I just got the P790s.
Ooh, there you go. All right.
All right.
He's doing all right. He's doing all right.
Yep, you knew I was going to ask. Yep. So
what are you swinging?
Oh, dude, I'm a great golf cart driver. Yeah, I don't have golf clubs. No, you don't want me out there. No, I'm a good landscaper.
I had some Nike Fly Vapor Pros.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Got rid of them recently though. I got 4 kids, so I don't really have time. I'm a taxi driver now, just to whatever tournament or whatever they got going on. So yeah.
Just a chauffeur.
Yeah, just a chauffeur right now. Maybe I'll pick them back up when they get a little bit older here. But yeah. So talk to me about your experience playing in the Memorial Cup. Obviously, that just finished. What did you take from that experience, and players from different leagues that you don't really get to see or play against? Is there any that kind of impressed you or stood out in that sense? That you didn't play all season against.
Yeah, it was definitely a shock factor when we played Saginaw the opening game. Like obviously you don't know like what to expect when you play those teams. You're like, well, we're champions. I think we could beat anyone. And truly, like anyone there could have won that tournament. Everyone was there for a reason. They're a great team. But I remember it was the first period of that opening Saginaw game. And I don't know if you were probably watching. I don't know if you were, but we were getting dominated that first period. And I remember me and Savoy were sitting beside each other on the bench. We're like, what the hell is going on? Like, what did we get ourselves into? Yeah. So that was kind of a shock to us. But yeah, it was a great experience. Like you're never going to experience anything like that again. Just the event they hosted too was truly amazing, and you're not going to forget. It felt like a IHF tournament, honestly, in some sort of way.
Okay.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So we know that it's really hard nowadays to kind of step into a locker room and everything else like that, and and getting to know guys and everything else like that. And so, do you have a nickname? Did they give you one? And if so, can you reveal it? Or because you can't come up with one on your own, you have to be given one,
Yeah.
Usually.
Yeah,
right?
no,
So what's your nickname?
mine's pretty easy. It's just Lack.
All right, there you
Yeah.
go. We like it.
Yeah. It's
Yeah, we like it.
pretty simple.
Okay, we like it.
Mhm. Yeah, that'll probably stick. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
all right.
Yeah.
All right, so starting next season, you'll really begin to start getting calls if you haven't already. We don't want to know if you have from different teams, whatever like that, but from some different NHL executives or scouts. And so we want you to take a minute to get some practice here and imagine yourself sitting in front of those prospecting teams because there's probably going to be quite a few trying to hit you up. But and go over just some different things as far as maybe they ask you, if we draft you, what could you bring to this team?
I think I could bring first line scoring or a fourth line grinder. I think I could play any position in the lineup. I think I bring a lot of size and skill. A 6'4" guy that could skate like a 5'11" sniper you don't see too often, and you could play both sides of the puck, and I think I could really help the team out.
Okay.
I don't think you have any problem with the confidence, man. Really. I mean, you sound real good on that side there, man. I don't see the problem with the confidence there, man. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, he's not lying.
He's not.
Lying,
That's what
sure.
I mean. All right. Okay, man. This is my last one here for you. Okay. And we're not going to get too deep or anything like that, but what would you tell the next group of guys that are coming up, the next group of guys that are younger than you, right? And then they're coming to you now. Hey, man, how did you get to where you are? What advice would you give that next group of guys coming in?
I know it might sound cliche, but don't listen to politics or anything like that. Don't listen to anyone kind of hating on you or telling you different. Just do what you love, and if passion's more than everything. And I know that's what everyone that's made it this far or moving on, that's what they have. And I think if you really do love the game, you'll work at it and try and perfect it in every single way possible, and you will make it.
Pretty sage advice, I would think.
Yeah.
Man.
All right. So one last question for me. So after this whole Memorial Tournament, the WHL Championships, and then you went right away into the Memorial Tournament and all that, how did it feel coming back to Moose Jaw and getting to parade around with that trophy and kind of, sharing that with the fan base that, has taken you in up there and everything?
It was crazy. Like the fans of Moose Jaw have really come out this year, and they've truly been on. Like, I can't even dream of fans like that. The support they've given us for showing up. Like when we were in the finals against Portland, and we went up 2-game. We took 2 games in Portland. We were up 2-0. We come back. It's like 9:30 in the morning on like a Tuesday. Everyone's working, and there's like 600-700 fans outside our building. I'm like, it's not over yet. Like, it's not over yet. We won 2 games. But no, it's truly been amazing. And I know after we lost out in the Memorial Cup, like, it's all sad and saying goodbye to all the guys. But at the end of the day, we're still champions, and we worked our ass off for that, and we're gonna celebrate because all the work we did put in, and coming back to Moose Jaw, the parade and all that. It was, like I said, you dream of that stuff, and it was amazing.
That's awesome.
That's cool, man. I'm glad you got to experience something like that. You know what I mean? It's one thing to lose, but it's another thing when you win. You get
Yeah.
that championship, you get that trophy, you get to do that. You know, that's a once in a lifetime kind of thing, and it's great that you got to experience that. So,
Yeah.
that's really awesome. Lance, I'll tell you what, I think we got a really good one here for us, for you folks out there for sure. By all means, hey, got something new for y'all to check out. Go to X and check out at Prospect Watch 23 and follow us on X or Twitter or whatever you want to call it. But that's new. And also, you can go to Instagram and follow us there as well too. What's that, Lance?
Oh, that's at Prospect Watch as well.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah,
There you go.
you'll see our logo and everything like that when you type it in. So, yeah, we're trying to add a couple of different things, get out to more people. But again, man, thank you for coming onto the show. We might be checking in with you next year as well, and maybe try to get you on and during the season maybe, and talk to you on how that's going and the progressions as you head to possibly another WHL championship or the draft as well. So exciting times. Enjoy your summer. Get back on the ice soon enough, but enjoy that golf course right outside your window. That's that's something to be jealous about. But it is what it is. But yeah, for sure. Thank you so much, and we can't thank you guys enough. And it was a great season to watch you guys take on everybody under the sun in the CHL. So
thank you. I really appreciate it, Lance Steele. Thank you for having me, and I had a blast today.
Awesome. That's great, man. We are so glad to have you on here, Lynden. And I'll tell you what, man, we can't wait to bring you another great show with another great prospect. All you have to do is check us out on the website at www.steelflyers.links Prospect Watch Show, and you can check us out there. You can also check us out on YouTube, and you can also check us out on the Instagram, and now also the new X or Twitter as well. So be sure to check us out on those. Thank you very much for checking out the Prospect Watch. Thank you very much, Lynden, for being on the show. Thank you, Lance, for being the host, and we will catch you all on the next episode of Prospect Watch.